Hello, athletes and fans of bodybuilding. Tarek El-Guindy with the Mr. Olympia. Nick Walker wins in New York. He was the favorite to win, and he delivered. Nick Walker is going to the Mr. Olympia. But it's a little bit more than that. What does it mean, Nick Walker going back to the Mr. Olympia? Because in the last two Olympias, we missed him there. And as he said on stage, it was rough. The guy loves bodybuilding, and he wasn't at the big show. Now, a lot of people doubted him. I had people saying, well, he might not even make it this year. Well, this talk is over. He not only wins New York, but what he did in Pittsburgh was to show everybody that he is really, really close to the top guys. And that is Derek Lunsford. Derek Lunsford beat Samson Dowd at the Arnold. And then Nick Walker competes against Derek Lunsford, gets real close, gets first place voting, and then he goes to New York and wins the show. Nick Walker is a great bodybuilder. Nick Walker is a contender to win the Mr. Olympia. And there is a reason why he's so popular. It's because every time people doubt him, he comes back stronger. He comes back stronger. Just before Pittsburgh Pro, people were talking about Nick the Talker. He'll never be at the Olympia again. And after these two shows, he's $80,000 richer. The entire world knows he can win the Olympia, and he's as confident as it gets. His popularity has exploded. He was already the most popular bodybuilder in America. And I think right now he might be the most popular bodybuilder in the world because people love the comeback story. He's a rebel. He's the Charles Barkley of bodybuilding. He's the Marshawn Lynch of bodybuilding. He just loves to compete. He loves to fight against the haters, and he continues to deliver. If he wasn't good, you can say he's a talker. If he wasn't a champion, you can go and hate on his page. But the bottom line is, the guy is one of the greatest bodybuilders we have. He delivers every time. And if he didn't make it to the Olympia last two seasons, it was bad for bodybuilding more than it was bad for him. That's how great Nick Walker was. That's how great Nick Walker is, and I can't wait to see the Mutant on stage. Second place, William Bonac. Man, he's been competing a lot. Detroit, New York, now Pittsburgh. He's going everywhere. I think he needs to shut it down and now rest for the Olympia. He delivered powerful performances. It looks like he's getting a second win to his career, and I think he is back at what we expect from William Bonac. Third place, Michael Krizo. Huge, humongous. He's got mass, he's got conditioning, but I think Michael Krizo needs to take some time off to work on the posing. If his posing is better, then he can place better because he's massive, and I think he just needs to control his posing and he'll be better. I really like Regan Grimes. I'm gonna go as far as to say this was his best performance, and I think he's doing California, which is good for him because I think we haven't seen Regan Grimes this big in this condition. So I think Regan needs to pursue a qualification and go back to the Olympia. I think this is his best ever. It's a crazy lineup, but I think he did really well. Moving on to the 212, Francisco Barrios. Man, he's improved. His conditioning was on point. He posed better. And I think this is his best ever. And I mean, he beat Angel Calderon, who's an amazing competitor. So what can we say about Francisco Barrios going to the Mr. Olympia? Can he be top 3? Can he be top 5? That's a great question. But I think this guy has proven that he can beat some of the best. Moving on to classic physique, Terrence Ruffin. I think he was a bit fuller than New York, but maybe at night he spilled over. It's a tough business because in Pittsburgh, he was conditioned and we said, hey, maybe at the guest posing, you were a bit fuller. Then he comes a little bit fuller in New York and now we're saying he spilled over. That's bodybuilding. But the bottom line is he won in Pittsburgh and he won in New York. And that's a testament to great competitors. You gotta compete. It doesn't matter if he's your best or not. You gotta compete. And some guys like Terrence Ruffin They win regardless. Moving on to men's physique. Yes, Brandon Hendrickson. He was more conditioned. The waist was tight. And then from the back, he posed better. And I think this is an overall better look than Pittsburgh. That's why he won. He was able to surpass Edvan Palmeira, who placed third in Pittsburgh. I think Brandon Hendrickson is heading to the Olympia, and he can still make some improvements. He's as dangerous as ever because the guy has won 3 Olympia titles. So Aaron Banks and Ryan Terry need to watch out for this guy because he can surprise. If he wins 4th, he ties Jeremy Buendia. Moving on to the ladies, women's bodybuilding, Chelsea Dion. She wins with the lines. She has mass and she has the lines. For the Olympia, she's going to have to be a little bit more conditioned. She was carried by the lines here, but the feedback is, let's just tighten up a little bit so we can go ahead and face off against Andrea Shaw. Women's physique, Natalia Coelho. Man, we thought her best was Pittsburgh, and I said there's no feedback. And actually, maybe she even looked better in New York. Here's the bottom line. Natalia needs to bring this physique to the Olympia. When she won the Olympia against Sarah Viegas, it was like flashback. She had an amazing performance in New York, and then she displayed that in the Olympia. If she does that this year, it will be a battle for the ages because Sarah is also going to bring it. The women's physique is going to be amazing. Moving on to figure, Lena Remensteiner from Germany, very improved from Pittsburgh. She needs to contain a little bit of the conditioning on the legs. If she has a little bit less lines on those legs, I think she'll be better because once we see a lot of those cuts on the legs, we get a little concern about conditioning. So maybe just a tad fuller. She posed better, she was tighter, but let's just, take a look at those legs and make sure we don't have a lot of cuts. That was something that Natalia Coelho had when she was a competitor in figure. She had very, very crazy quads, and we're like, listen, maybe you might want to go to a different criteria in women's physique, but I don't think that's the case with Lena. I think she can stay in the figure, but just reduce a little bit of some of that separation. Moving on to bikini, Amy Delgado. Fantastic look, fuller. She was fuller, and you could see she was fuller. Fuller on the front pose, fuller on the back pose. I do prefer the Pittsburgh look. I think that's a better look for her. But what can you say about her? Same thing as Terrence. The physique can never be the same, but the competitor can win shows even if they're not at their best. I think her best was in Pittsburgh. She comes in fuller in New York, but still wins the show. Amy has to think about winning the Olympia. She cannot get 2nd, 3rd, 4th, or 5th. She's winning so many shows. She's won Pittsburgh 3 times, New York 3 times, and she placed 2nd at the Arnold twice. She needs to attack the lineup at the Olympia and conquer the title. It's no longer one of the girls that can challenge. She is one of the girls that can win the show. And wellness, Valkyria Lopez. Again, I also liked her a little bit in Pittsburgh. But in Pittsburgh, she was a bit fuller. Here, she was a little bit too lean. The opposite, right? So if she's too lean here, maybe she loses the fullness on the glutes that she had in Pittsburgh. So I would go back to the look in Pittsburgh. These 2 show scenarios are great because great competitors, they can do both and they can pick the look that is better for them going into the Mr. Olympia. In Ireland, classic physique, Herman Pastor, experienced competitor, wins again. Very good condition, great lines, but he's going to have to put more mass. He's going to have to be more dense on the side poses. So great job. Keep winning shows in Europe. But when you come to America, we're going to need more mass. Moving on to Korea, classic physique, Kai Wong. Man, beautiful lines. Look at that. Small waist, nice V taper. He's got the legs. He's got the condition. Let's get a little darker on the tanning, because that's going to show a little bit more conditioning. Just like Herman Pastor, he needs to be a little bit bigger. He needs more mass to go against guys like Ramon, like Sommerfeld. I just saw those guys in Pittsburgh. It was scary. Those guys look so big. I don't know how they're going to make weight, but if they do, they're going to look humongous. So all these guys qualifying, they're going to have to bring that density. We had 2 amazing shows. We have California coming. We have Legion Sports Festival. We got Toronto. The season is on and the Mr. Olympia is coming.